Welcome everybody to the David Gardner Selection Show, the David Gardner All-Time Hockey Selection Show. And what we do is we throw everybody into the eras. We have some special rules here, and the top four will make it, and the rest don't. There are no playoffs. None. No playoffs. So the top four will make it. So they're not like fifth place like the NCAA tournament. Top four make it here. Now very quickly the rules and how this league works. So as we take a look, there's going to be two halves of 30 minutes. In the regular season they play continuous overtime, 5-on-5. Blended era, nobody gets an overtime loss. You don't get a point. You either win or you lose. Penalties, minor penalties, and on the goals. They're not going to sub on coincidental minors. Major penalties, 5 minutes. Fight instigator gets a misconduct. Regular fighting. There is video review, no line changes on icing, and no TV time. Well, they have TV timeouts, but no timeouts allowed. No consecutive games played penalty for the goalies. Usage, we're just going to go with fatigue, the game fatigue meter. That's about it. Display, there you see it. Highlight all the teams in the standings, and that's it. So, that's the way we do things. We're going to see which teams will make it to the David Gardner All-Time Hockey Cup. You can see right here. In Division 1, Boston, Vancouver, Washington, Chicago, Boston again, San Jose, Detroit, Pittsburgh with Sidney Crosby, Anaheim, and Buffalo. In Division 2, Detroit, Carolina, Detroit again, Tampa Bay, Dallas, Ottawa, Detroit, Carolina, Colorado, and New Jersey. Division 3, St. Louis, New Jersey, Buffalo, Dallas, Detroit, Dallas again, Philadelphia, Colorado, very good, Detroit and Colorado again. I expect some of those Detroit teams will make it. Division 4, Pittsburgh, Quebec, New York, Calgary, Vancouver, Pittsburgh, 92. They were really good. Montreal, New York, Detroit, LA. Division 5, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Boston, Calgary, Montreal, Calgary again. 88, I believe 88-89 they won the Stanley Cup. Edmonton, Boston, Calgary, Edmonton again. Division 6, you have Hartford, Philadelphia, Montreal, Washington, Edmonton, Philadelphia, Edmonton again, New York, Boston, and then Edmonton again. Division 7, you have New York, Montreal, New York again, Minnesota. The North Stars are in there. Philadelphia, Buffalo, Edmonton, Montreal, New York, and New York. New York I is the Islanders. That's 81 and 80, but they don't have I there. Division A, Montreal, Boston, Quebec. Montreal, Philadelphia, Montreal again, Philadelphia again, Buffalo, Philadelphia again, Houston. 74 Houston, that's weird. And Division 9, Boston, Philadelphia, New England, the Whalers, some WHA teams. Montreal, Chicago, Boston, New York, Boston, Boston, and Montreal. And Division 10, New York, Montreal, Chicago, Montreal. Detroit is 64, Chicago is 63. Toronto is 61. Montreal, 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 and Detroit. Yeah, taking a look, no Toronto there. There's only one Toronto. But there we go, we're about ready to go. And we are going to play and select the teams. The top 4 teams go, and it should be good. So we're just waiting here. I hit exit, and it is just give me the circle of death there. There we go. And we're going to be ready to go. Everything just so dang slow. And tools, computer to computer screen, instant, and no ticker. And we're going to be underway. So they got to go a little bit faster than this, or we're going to be here all night. I don't know what it is. It seems like it's going a little bit slow now. It shouldn't. 6-4 New York. Otherwise, I'll just leave and say, all right, whatever. And it is taking forever here. It shouldn't be taking forever. Let me try one thing real quick. And we're going to get out of this. And we're going to try it again. Way too long. I mean, that's going to be way too long there. Maybe if I close the football one, it'll be good. Yeah, it is, well, it's going to be, I mean, 95 Pittsburgh's good. It is slower playing. So the old divisions, it's going to be a while. So we're just going to do this. I might go down, take a shower. 66 games on this. 66. And we're going to be here for a while. So let me go down. I'm going to say I'm going to take a shower on this. And yeah, wow. It's going to take a little bit. Let me try it one more time. So we hit pause. We're going to go down. We're going to exit this. Yeah, it takes a little bit. It takes a little bit here. 2 concurrent viewers. All we're going to do is we're going to start this again. We're going to do this again. Here it is. Load it up again. I think maybe because of the way things are coded, if I have 2 action PCs open at the same time, it might take resources away and make it do weird things. But no, I don't think so. So I was expecting it just to go fast. Well, Montreal, 5-2. You're taking a look. I'm guessing there's a lot more that go into hockey games than the basketball games, because basketball was really quick. Wow, Pittsburgh's really good. Pittsburgh actually a couple times very good there, and now they're going to go. That is November 1st. Let's take a look at Divisions 7 through 12. There it is. You can see Quebec already 1-0. It's going to take a while. This is going to be fun. As I roll my eyes, all these games can't be going into 70 overtimes. Yeah, we got 66 games for each team. It's going to be a lot. 7-6. New York beats Quebec. 2 halves of 30 minutes. Remember that when you have 2 halves, look at that. Quebec 3-2 over Philadelphia. It's long term, though. Once the teams find each other out, it's going to be pretty good. There are the standings. We're going to let this go. I'm going to go downstairs. I'll take a quick shower. Let this thing go. You can see the leaders, the highlights, everything to that effect. Maybe not. Let me try that. Now let me hit leaders. There we go. So we'll just hit this. And it'll probably take a little bit to get through this. So just enjoy. We're going to go right now. This is the selection show. I thought it was going to be quicker. I know the NBA one will be quicker. Of course, with college, it went really quick because the number of possessions was down. So, I mean, the New England Whalers are 0-2 already. The Boston Bruins, Montreal, let's go to Division 1. Chicago is 3-0, 09 Chicago. You do play some teams from other divisions. 07 Pittsburgh is 0-2. But the 1990s Pittsburgh Penguins, 90 Pittsburgh, top 4 make it. That's it. There are no ties. If you're wondering where the ties are, you play overtime till it's over. Hartford beat Edmonton. They get their first win. Wow, New York beat Pittsburgh. That's the New York Rangers. We got to download, I know, we got to download all of the stuff. Don't worry, we're going to download all of the logos and the rinks. We know that. I have that. I'm just not going to go to each one of these freaking teams and go all 101 of them. We're going to do this to 40, and, the Houston Aeros, we have them. We'll cut this down to 40, then we'll do each one individually. I don't know what the heck happened to Purdue in today's game. You can watch a lot of this. 07 Pittsburgh against 94 Quebec. A little bit across. Well, Quebec won 5-2. So taking a look. 95 Pittsburgh is 2-1. 92 Pittsburgh is 2-1. And 90 Pittsburgh is 1-2. Remember, you just get wins and losses. And that's the way we're going to do it. We're here. We're going to get the best teams in. We're going to make you play to a winner. Sometimes they're much lesser percentage that an underdog is going to win in continuous overtime than if you have overtime in a shootout or whatever. And we'll do the continuous overtime in the regular season, the tournament. I don't, if we can avoid ties, we'll avoid ties. So Gretzky had a goal and 2 points right now. Brian Leach leading with 9. The shutouts, Patrick Raw with 1 already. Ed Giacomin. The shutout Osgood, Tom Barrasso, and Nikolai Habibulin. Yep, of Tampa Bay. Brian Leach already with 8 assists. Sergei Zubov with 7 goals. Steve Shutt of Montreal with 5. John Tonelli for the Islanders. Tomas Sandstrom with 5. Gardner and Turcotte. Darren Turcotte has 5 goals points. Brian Leach still with 9. Surprised about Gretzky. You'd figure he'd be on there and whatever. So, wow, Detroit wins 1-0 over Colorado. That's got to be a draining game. The best goalie's Pete Peters. Sounds like a generic game off of like Nintendo. You know, we don't have a license in Nintendo, so we're going to call this guy Pete Peters. Evgeny Nabokov for San Jose doing well. Gary Cheevers a 947 save percentage. Hasek for Buffalo is up there. Gretzky, there he is for LA. You're going to, you know, Edmonton, he has so many other people. If Philadelphia is 3-2, Edmonton, Quebec is unbelievably good. Wondering if they were better. I mean, that's a WHA team. And David Gardner, if you're listening and you're watching, feel free to jump in and say, hey, I know this team. You know, they were whatever. So, you know, it took me a while, but it's going to be a little bit because yeah, 66. I thought it would be quicker simulating this. Minnesota 1-0 win. The Houston Aeros lose to Philadelphia. I like hockey. I really do. I like the way this game is. I've been playing it. I like the stats. I think they're absolutely tremendous. And I think this league is going to be really, really fun. I think it's going to be very competitive, and the Stanley Cup Finals are going to be incredibly competitive. We'll do 7-game series. We will for the playoffs. We'll do that, but we'll do them concurrently. So we'll have a game of the day and do the other 6 concurrently. So here's 5 right now. We're going to take now, Kirk McLean is up there for Vancouver. Don Beaupre, remember him? I remember him. Penguin fan, man, we thought that they had that series after game 1. Well, the 95 Penguins, they win. They're 3-3. No need for all those zeros, you know? No need. We know they go to overtime, but we don't have any. 5-1 Montreal, the old 1960s versions. We want to take a look at some of the standings here. 1990 Pittsburgh, they won like 4 in a row. Remember when they were 0-2? I'm like, what in the world? They're now 4-2. They have some really good players on that team. The top 4 go. 92 Pittsburgh is there. 95 Pittsburgh is 3-3. You're going to need, the top 4 go. You have 10 divisions. And we're only having 40 teams. Let's take a look at some of the old-time divisions. Quebec is undefeated. The 78 Edmonton is undefeated. The Islanders are 4-2. 79 Buffalo, they're not bad. Minnesota 3-3. Montreal of 81 is 0-5. I'm looking at some of these teams. 77 Boston 0-6. 67 Montreal 0-6. So, they're Philadelphia is 4-2, Montreal 3-2. 74 Philadelphia, they'd kill people. They're a heck of a team. 75, 76 Montreal, they're good. They're dominating the 70s division. How good are the divisions? How good are we don't know. We just know that you're going to play 4 10-team divisions, and you're going to play everybody a certain amount of times. I know the college tournament is going to be, I think we're going to do, we'll do home and away, probably 4 games. 4 games? No. tournament will be different. 80 Minnesota. Minnesota has a winning record. That's surprising. Montreal a 5-4 win over themselves. Well, New York beat 1990 Pittsburgh. Chicago beat the Islanders. And the Islanders beat the Penguins all the time. I don't know what it is. I don't think the Penguins ever beat the Islanders. 2-0 Detroit. Vancouver beating Buffalo. Boston beat themselves. Colorado. But Colorado's having a terrible time. They are. I'm looking at these now. These are the newer ones. Like, I'm looking at some of the good teams now. You have Edmonton, very good. Boston, Vancouver, Buffalo, Detroit, and the Division 1 could go up to anybody. I mean, look at that. Your leader's 5-3. Detroit's 5-3. Look at this. I mean, a lot of these divisions are close. Division 3, Detroit is 6-2. Right, the Pittsburgh team's still in it. Yeah, Division 4. But when you take a look, I mean, the Penguins are 95 Penguins are 3-4. The 92 Penguins are 4-3. Now, against 89 Calgary, this is a big game. Well, 95 took a hit and Pittsburgh wins. So they're 5-3. 95 Penguins are 3-5. You got to take a look at the 92 Penguins. The 99 St. Louis Blues lose. Montreal beat Edmonton. Quebec is undefeated. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. 8 in a row. Remember, this is only their division. New York 10-1. Wow. 07 Pittsburgh. They're now 3-4. 3-1 over Montreal. '92 Pittsburgh 5-4. So they're 5-3 now. LA and Vancouver the best there. So Gretzky had 5 points, and they beat their counterparts 7-6. That's how he jumped from not on the board to 18. So we will be back, and this is a marathon. We know this. But I got to use the bathroom, all that stuff. I'm going to go down. I'm going to leave this on. First, we're going to take a quick look at the 7 through 12 divisions. Edmonton, Quebec lost. They can lose. And look at Chicago. There's Quebec, Boston, Chicago, and Edmonton. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Division 1. 66 total games. They're 1/6 of the way done. We will see you in about 15. I'm still going to keep this on. You can watch the standings go up if you're doing something in the background. You can see the points leaders and everything to that effect. But we're going to be back, and when we're back, hopefully we'll wrap this up. It's 26 right now. We've been on the air a half hour. And slowly but surely we're going to get there. We will see you in about 15, 20 minutes. That's it. We'll be back. But enjoy everything going right now. Enjoy that, and enjoy the fact that 1993 Vancouver is killing everybody. And 94 Quebec's only win was against the 95 Penguins. Enjoy. Oh, hey, so I am back. I am back, and we are right now simulating. I thought this was actually going to take about 15 minutes, but it isn't. Clinton Parks, good to see you. I am just right now here and being the beat writer for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Oh, who was the beat writer for the Penguins? Oh, who was that? I think it was the Post-Gazette. Who was not the Post-Gazette, but the Trib Live. When I was going for sports writing at University of Pittsburgh, it was I think it was Joe Starkey for a while, and he was the Penguins guy, and that was something right there. I shouldn't have named this for a real newspaper. Well, I see a lot of David Gardner doing a lot of things hockey related, and I think it's I just want to. I try and somebody really likes hockey and all that stuff. I just it's a small community, so I'm like, all right, I'll just name it for that. But it is. But what we're going to do is, I was thinking about this 40-5, there's going to be 5 teams, 5 divisions of 8, and why is it every time I come back, the Penguins lose to the Islanders somehow? Oh well. But anyway, 66 games between these teams. The New England Whalers are 6-15. But anyway, I try and help out. I try and, with people that are, look at Quebec, 4-2. They're 13-7. So I try and, let's see, the Pittsburgh Derby, 1990 Pittsburgh beating 95. I remember that 95 team. They lost to Florida in Game 7 to go to the Stanley Cup. I was at a Pirate game, because back then I didn't get to go to Pirate games. And my buddy had tickets, and when I was in 8th grade, and that's a big deal, going to a Pirate game. It was during Game 7, but I'm like, all right, it was at Florida, the Game 7. And but anyways, so I do that. If somebody has a specialty, every once in a while I'll name a tournament after them or whatever. But that's what I do. It's a small group. We're going to go Division 7 through 12, so everybody can take a look at right now at the 7 through 12 divisions right there. You can see that Boston is 17-5, the 1970 Boston Bruins. The top 4 are Boston, Montreal, and the New York Rangers, 71. It's just really Boston and Montreal. There's one New York team there. The New England Whalers, Chicago, and Philadelphia are down. Look at Philadelphia, they're 4-17. But Division 8's different. They have 2 Montreals. They have Philadelphia, who's up, of 76. Now, 76 Quebec, they start out 9-1. I took a shower, came back 13-7. So they are 4-6 in their last 10. The Houston Aeros are 10-11. Very big. Probably a disappointment, Philadelphia. Both Flyers teams are terrible now. The one is 4-18. The 77 Bruins are 3-18. But the Philadelphia Flyers of 75, they're 8-13. The only Flyers team doing well is the 76 Flyers at 15-6. Edmonton of 1978, the World Hockey Association team. That's a very surprising result there. They're 12-8. I believe they're the New York Islanders, 77-78. Right there, up there. Look at Division 10. Toronto trying to make their way in. They're down. They're down by a game. You know, you wonder about them. Barry Lemieux is beating everybody on points. Look at Vancouver. They start off 9-1 also. They're 15-8. So they're 6-7. They're under 500 in their last 13. The Penguins are, the 1990 Penguins are strong. They're 14-8 and they're winning a lot. So Toronto loses to Montreal there. They can't be losing all those games. You know, Detroit, taking a look at the other division. You know, Philadelphia is 16-5. 1986. Edmonton of 83 is there. Boston and New York, you see in the fourth in Division 6. There's a lot of people fighting for that. Edmonton is fighting for that. Both Edmonton teams. Philadelphia trying to. Hartford is getting killed, and Capitals are getting killed. The Capitals don't have a representative in Division 1 right now. Chicago, Boston, Vancouver, Chicago, Boston, and San Jose. In Division 2, it's Ottawa. Ottawa looking good. Detroit, and Dallas. New Jersey not getting in. Division 3. Yeah, New Jersey's having trouble getting in. Division 3, you have Detroit, Buffalo, Colorado, and Dallas. Division 4, you have Vancouver again, LA, Pittsburgh, and Detroit. As the Penguins are trying to get in. Division 5, Boston, Calgary, Edmonton, and Pittsburgh. 3-game lead over 87 Edmonton. 86 Edmonton is there. And then 83 Edmonton is one of the best. Look at that, 16-7. Simulating all these games. Jeez, oh man. Oh. Might have put on 66. I mean, we're 24 done. And I'm going to see who's in here right now. Let's see. I'll talk to people. There's 2 people in here. If you want to write something, you can. I mean, I'm not going to stay up until freaking whatever. It's 9:54 now. I got a parent presentation to make tomorrow. I might just call this part 1 and then show part 2, but you know, it's like, well, what do? You know, it's like, I'm in here right now, it's about halfway. It'll be about halfway, but it's like, what the heck? I want to get to bed, you know. It's had jet lag. So, I'm installing Google Docs on my phone. Let's take a look right now. Sorry about that. Oh my God. Like seriously, I didn't realize. Look at Carolina of 05. Like the 5-4 win over Montreal in overtime. There are no ties. Toronto might be 13 and 11. Ottawa's not bad. Marion hosted 2 goals. Look at all the overtimes. When you play 2 30-minute halves, that's big. Pittsburgh 5, Detroit 4. 1995 Pittsburgh. We go again. 92 Pittsburgh's 14 and 10. I mean, you take a look at all these so far. I mean, there's a few that are surprising. But 1990 Pittsburgh is 14 and 10. Boston, Calgary, Edmonton, and Pittsburgh, and Edmonton, Philadelphia, Boston, and Edmonton again. Couple Edmontons. LA, Vancouver, Detroit. LA, Vancouver, New York, Detroit. In 92, Pittsburgh is 2 games back. 92 and 95, not going there. But 1990's doing well. They're 14 and 10. New Jersey, you could see they're trying to come back a little bit. There's still a long ways to go. Carolina's 5 and 20. St. Louis 5 and 20. They're kind of out of it. Hartford, they're 5 back. 07 Pittsburgh is only 2 back. That Division 1 is, I mean, it's close. Quebec is unbelievable. They're just killing people. I'm wondering if it would be quicker if I just hit I hit pause. We're all right there. We're going to the very top. If I hit ticker. Nope. So there we go. We're still going. Wow, Quebec killed Philadelphia. Well, we're back here, and right now we're about halfway. Oh, look, I come back, and the Penguins beat the Islanders. Let's take a look at the top four right now. Division 1, Vancouver, Chicago, Boston has San Jose. 2-game lead, San Jose. Division 2, Ottawa, Detroit, and Dallas. 1-game lead there. Division 3, Buffalo, Detroit, Colorado, Dallas, with Dallas tied. Now it's Buffalo, Detroit, Philadelphia, and Colorado. Division 4, Detroit, LA, Vancouver, New York. 92 Pittsburgh's 2 games back. Division 5, Boston, Calgary, Edmonton, Pittsburgh, 3-game lead over 89 Boston. Division 6, Edmonton, Philadelphia, Boston, Edmonton, 3-game lead over Philadelphia. Division 7, New York, Montreal, New York. Well, tied there with Edmonton. Got to see what happens. Now it's New York with a clean lead. Division 8, Montreal, and then Quebec. Philadelphia game back. Division 9, Boston, Montreal, New York, Boston. With Montreal, a game in hand. Philadelphia's 4-23. Division 10, Chicago, Montreal, New York, and Toronto. But Toronto, Montreal, and Detroit are all tied. Chicago, Montreal are only 1 game back. Very competitive. Two 30-minute halves. That's where we play. And you got to play till there's a winner. There are no ties. Continuous overtime. Now where we go. Back to Division 1. Back to taking a look at people. "28 games. We're getting there. Quebec has a derby. Look at that. So Pittsburgh. Dang, they're on a big losing streak there. Yeah, 10-18. 29. They're 7 games back. At least. That's not good. Montreal 5-3 over Vancouver. '75 beats 76 in the derby. Still interested in seeing the Quebec derby. And 76-1. Well, I mean, four-goal game for Gretzky. And looking at this, we're just, oh my God, is this taking forever? I might just do a part 2 to this. Jody Shelley had 2 fights. Well, 92 Penguins on a roll. And they're still not in the top 4 in that division. It's the Rangers, Detroit, LA. No, they're now. It was Vancouver, now it's Pittsburgh. Now Philadelphia gets beat by Montreal. They're 5-26. Hopefully basketball will go faster. Buffalo in 1998, they're 20-11. That's a good team. Adam Foote had 15 penalty minutes. 2 fights for Chicago. Grimson, 20 penalty minutes, 2 fights. I'm falling asleep, man alive, the jet lag killing me. To your right, a little bit of an update. We're going to hit Division 7 through 12 for the next 10 minutes or so. Enjoy that. I think the best record in the league is 70 Boston at 26-6. The only one with single-digit losses, Division 2, Ottawa 24-9. Wow, a lot of 35 so far. Oh my. big game. Quebec and Boston. Boston wins in overtime. Yeah, we might do part 2 tomorrow. Too long. Part 1. We'll pause everything. I gotta be up tomorrow. 66 games, 38. Nah. 37. We're beyond halfway. I don't have 3 hours. I thought this would take 20 minutes. We'll pause quickly right now. We'll hit exit. And here are the stats right now. They're gonna go bam and reset right now. There it is. So far, Division 10. We'll just go all through this. Wayne Gretzky leading everybody with points. Lemieux second. He is 3. Should be. Oh, I see. Games played. I'm like, wait a second. He's close, but he's back. Gretzky's pretty good. Bobby Orr's pretty good. He has a lot of assists. Gretzky again, all that. So right now, Division 10, Chicago, Detroit, Toronto, New York. Division 1, Vancouver, Boston, Chicago, San Jose looking good. 101 goals. Division 2, Ottawa, 27-10. They're looking good. So big of a lead. Division 3, Detroit, Buffalo, Colorado, and Philly. 96 Philadelphia's made their all the way back. They're 19-19 now. Look at Buffalo, 23-15, 85 for, 74 against, 38 games. This is Division 1. Vancouver leads. Right here. And Pittsburgh's last. Division 2. Ottawa leads. Detroit, Dallas, Detroit again. 37. My goodness, Carolina's looking good. Division 3. Wow, Detroit at 95 is looking at Buffalo, Colorado, Dallas. And Philadelphia is trying to get there. Division 4. The Rangers, LA, Kings, Detroit, Montreal, Pittsburgh is tied with Montreal. They're 22-14. They have 2 games behind that they could do. Pittsburgh at 95. I mean, they're back there. Division 6. Pittsburgh in 1990. It's down to a 1-game lead. Division 6 here. Edmonton good. Philadelphia 86-84. Looking good. Here's Boston. Edmonton. Division 7. New York, the Islanders looking good. The 81 Islanders, 3 of the 4 teams. I believe the Rangers are 77. Division 8. Look at Montreal, 1, 2, 3, Quebec. The WHA team, look at the arrows. But right now, they are way back. Division 9. Boston leads, Montreal, New York, and Montreal. And Division 10. Part 1 is done. We're going to have the rest of this next time we play. Have a great day. We'll see you then.